All right, welcome. Today, we're diving headfirst into something truly amazing from the ancient Chandogya Upanishad. We are going to unlock the secrets of a powerful meditation centered on a concept called the Udgitha.
So let me ask you a question that sounds a bit like a riddle. What in the world connects a sacred mantra, the actual sun in our sky, and the simple breath you just took? Believe it or not, an ancient text lays out a beautiful cosmic connection, and we're going to unpack it together.
Okay, so to tackle that question, we're going to start big. I mean, really big. We're looking up at the sun. The Upanishads invites us to see it as something more than just a star, to see it as a cosmic chant ringing through the universe.
So what exactly is the Udgitha? Well, at its heart, it's the sacred sound Om. It's seen as the very essence of the Samaveda, one of the oldest spiritual songbooks in the world. You can think of it like a master key, a single sound that connects our own personal inner world to the vastness of the cosmos.
And here's the first big step in this meditation. It's a powerful mental shift. The text basically says, look at the sun, the thing that gives life to our entire world, and see it as the Udgita. Meditate on the sun as the chant Om.
Now, you might be wondering, why? Why connect the sun to a chant? And this is where the logic is just so elegant. Look at the parallels here. The sun rises high in the sky, the Udgitha is sung in a high pitch. The sun brings prosperity to the world, energy, rain, crops. The chant is said to bring prosperity to the person meditating. And maybe the deepest connection of all, the sun gets rid of physical darkness and our fear of it, while the Udgitha gets rid of the inner darkness of ignorance and all our worldly fears. It's a perfect match.
Okay, so once that cosmic connection is made, the meditation takes the next logical step. It brings that massive solar energy right down into the fine-tuned mechanics of our own bodies.
And here's the link. What does the sun do? It radiates heat and energy, right? Well, what's the fundamental sign of life within us? Heat. That vital warmth is called prana, our life force. The text says, hey, these aren't two different things. They're one and the same, cosmic heat and personal heat, both expressions of light.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. We tend to think of breathing as just in and out, right? But the text tells us to pay attention to the space between the breaths. That little pause, that moment of stillness, that's governed by a specific life force called jnana. And get this totally overlooked moment is considered the secret sauce of all our real power and action.
So the main point here is pretty radical. The Upanishad is saying that all of our most powerful actions, anything that requires real, focused effort, doesn't actually happen when we're breathing in or breathing out. It happens in that gap, that moment of breath retention where jnana takes over.
And this isn't just a theory. The text gives us all these examples to show the range of this power. We're talking about everything from the spiritual power needed to chant mantras and sing hymns, to the intense physical effort it takes to churn sticks to make a fire, to run a race, or to pull back a heavy, powerful bow. All of that strength, the text says, comes from that pause.
All right, so we've traveled from the cosmos all the way down into our breath. Now, we're about to zoom in even further, down to the very syllables that make up the chant itself.
You see, the word Udgitha wasn't just chosen at random. It's revealed to be a kind of spiritual formula. Each and every syllable is like a key that unlocks a different, fundamental aspect of our existence.
Okay, now just look at this table. It's basically a cosmic decoder ring. The first syllable, ut, stands for prana, our life force, because it comes from a root word that means to rise up, and cosmically it connects to heaven, the sun, and the Samaveda. Next up, gi relates to vak, which means speech or expression, and it's tied to the atmosphere, the wind, and the Yajurveda. And finally, ta stands for anam, which means food or sustenance, the stuff that grounds us. So naturally, it's linked to earth, fire, and the Rig Veda. It's literally the whole universe packed into a single three-syllable word.
So this is all incredibly profound, right? But the text doesn't just leave us with philosophy. It asks a very practical question. How can we actually use this knowledge to shape our own lives?
And it gives us a step-by-step guide. Before you chant for any specific goal or desire, you first have to consciously align yourself with the entire chain of creation that chant is a part of. It's like tuning your guitar perfectly before you try to play a song.
And this right here is that tuning process. You don't just start with what you want. You have to consciously connect with the whole lineage of the sound, the chant itself, the mantra it came from, the ancient sage who first perceived it, the deity it's praising, all the way down the line. You're acknowledging that you're part of this huge, unbroken chain of energy.
And only after doing all of that do you finally bring your focus to yourself and your specific desire.
And when you do this, the text makes this incredibly confident promise. It doesn't just say your desire will be fulfilled, it repeats it, for emphasis. His desire will be fulfilled very soon, will be fulfilled very soon. That repetition is there to show you how certain they were about the power of this practice.
So, when you step back and look at it, the journey we've just taken through these ideas is pretty breathtaking, from the absolute biggest thing we can imagine to the smallest and most subtle.
I mean, we started with the sun, the source of all life in our solar system. We then pull that same energy right down into our own bodies, finding immense power in the simple pause between our breaths. And then we discovered the entire cosmos hidden inside the syllables of a single word. It's just this powerful, beautiful vision of a universe completely interconnected by sound and vibration.
And this ancient text isn't just describing how things are. It's really giving us an instruction manual for how to participate, how to harmonize with it all. So the final question isn't really for me to answer. It's for you. How will you attune your life to the music of the cosmos?